guys, my name is Sushan. This is my channel, my first tarot deck, and on the channel I just do next 24 hours general readings. The readings do resonate with everybody, and it just might not be the reading for you at the point in time. But how I just do it, the first card is the Five of Wands. How I just do the readings is I just take 3 cards from the Rider-Waite deck, and then I just take 2 cards from the Angel Hearts Ritual. I don't necessarily put the 3 from the Rider-Waite deck into a particular time frame unless like I feel is to be like during the reading. Next card is the High Priestess. It's just next 24 hours general readings, and it's just to see if there's anything negative coming my way that we could set in the intentions and in the mind to hold a positive mindset and a positive outcome, not necessarily reacting or being triggered. And the next card is the Four of Wands. Or if something positive come up that we could capitalize on and really see the situation coming in and really make the best use of it. So the first card is the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands does talk about conflict, contradiction. I feel like contradiction. One thing might be being said on one end, and then something else like being done. So like you're hearing one thing but you're seeing something else. So for this particular reading, I feel like if the Five of Wands wants to represent itself as contradiction, not so much conflict. So this could be internal contradiction, or this could be contradiction with a group that way, or they could have start off, thinking that all they're on the same path or they have the same goals in mind, but as time passes, when you realize that it's not necessarily the case. So the first card to clarify the Five of Wands thanks for the likes, the subscribes, the shares. The first card to clarify is the Six of Pentacles. Generosity, fair give and take. Somebody might actually have to harmonize the situation, stoop to conquer, look at the bigger picture and actually think outside the box on not ways to necessarily give away your power, but on ways to still bring harmony to the situation and like resolve it peacefully, because it mightn't. Again, I wasn't feeling like if it was conflict, like bash and teeth on people who really can't get along or anything like that. It was just feeling like contradiction in one way or another. So the next card to clarify the Six of Pentacles is the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is about having a strong sense of transport and mobility. The Knight of Wands is about somebody who is fiery, passionate, bold, somebody who does move like real quick, but in like a charismatic way, like in a real interesting, fun, passionate way. Like this person does dress properly and stuff like that. This could be facing the contradiction. Like I feel like you're battling something in your mind. This Six of Pentacles could just be balancing the amount of negative thoughts that you already have running through for whatever reason. Could it be that you need to heal? Could be that your subconscious bringing certain things to your attention, but for whatever reason that you're feeling as though the situation calling for you to be in a generous mindset or mood. It could just be that now you have to be generous and say positive things to yourself and reverse the momentum that you could have started knowing or unknowingly. card is the High Priestess, which is interesting. So the High Priestess is about your intuition, hearing your inner voice, attuning to your higher self, being able to discern and pull knowledge from the other realms or the intuitive realms. This could be somebody who very intuitive as well. This could be somebody who, most likely if you're watching a video into tarot and into open-mindedness and open to spiritual knowledge and attaining that kind of information and stuff. You have some people, like when you're just home because of like the quarantine and the different regulations that different states and countries and continents have. This could just be, again, that in the quiet time now, you're really learning how to meditate and learn your best ways of how it is you just connect to spirits. However, it may apply to you. The next card to clarify that is the Emperor card. Little funny thing is that the High Priestess is a I wouldn't say a divine feminine energy, but it's a recognized feminine energy. And then to have the Emperor card, which is obviously a masculine energy. Intuitively, I feel it. Not really strange. But like I feel like if you leave your intuition some way, like it's at a certain point in your life where you just felt as though everything had to be structural, everything had to be planned, everything had to be monetized and accounted for, because for some reason you wasn't able to discern your intuitive voice and actually hear the messages and pick up on intuitions and gut feelings and stuff like that. Or this could just be a feeling again, because again this is just contradiction. It could be also contradiction with somebody who normally does follow a structural pattern, somebody who does do things more planned and organized, and the intuition, the free side and the intuitive side, the living life side, kind of rhyme it side now. The readings wouldn't resonate with anybody. His next 24 was general readings. Again, thanks so much for the likes, thanks for the subscribes, thanks for the support. If this resonates and all, please like, subscribe, share if this is your story. And, or if it's not, and it's somebody who might be going through, we might have idea going through, share it to them. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, again, this wisdom could be and I'm feeling there's so much masculine and feminine energy conflict and anything, and that is just so much that this person is either they operating completely in the intuitive aspect, in the intuitive strength, or they would operate completely in the Emperor heavy, strong, authoritative masculine energy. But they wouldn't be able to like combine the two and mix and kind of go back in between. So anytime cards flip like that, I would just take the one that is kind of cool by itself, which would be this one. And I want to see Ten of Swords. And that will kind of make sense the way it is I was saying, because I actually learned this like I could say recently, a couple of months ago, when it is that how we minds focusing on negative aspects, we just kind of pull ourselves. It's like two pools, just for examples. It's like there's the good that we just focus on, and there's the bad we just focus on. And like when we keep focusing on the bad, and like there's the center line, we keep focusing on the bad and we pull ourselves, we going along with the bad thoughts, and that's getting, it's like a whole different place. A place we don't normally be, according to the extent of the stagnant of the soul, or how much you leave your emotions unchecked, basically. And then now for you to like turn around and start to see the positive things and the uplifting things and the good things again in life, it will take a little while because you're already gone this far with all this negative energy. So now to turn that momentum around and come back towards this, it will take a little time. So that is why I say it actually make a little sense, because the Tana ones, just as it kind of shows is somebody who pick up too much, who have too much on the shoulders, who tired, worn out, depleted, need rest, need to rejuvenate, need to probably strategize so that when they go back out to work or when they go back to doing whatever it is, the tasks that they already pick up, it's not dropping them completely. That they strategize so that when they go back out, that they could, not become overwhelmed or have a longer work time or period, basically. So the next card from the right away deck is the 4 of Wands. And again, the 4 of Wands is 11, divine timing, divine intervention, angelic guidance, angelic assistance, and the energy is just surrounding you, basically. So if this reading is your reading so far, something that you was waiting on, something that you was anticipating, something that you probably was working towards, or even just hope that you could have acquired or been in a position to, in divine timing, when you are prepared for it, when you reach to the stages that you necessarily need to be, so that when you get this, you could actually hold on to it, you could actually see the opportunity and not miss it. Stuff like that, all the nice what the 4 of Wands represent. So again, if this resonates with you, I know sometimes like when you're waiting for stuff and when you think as if you put work or effort or even intentions towards stuff and it don't come back in a timely manner or in a time where you want to use whatever it is that you ask for, you want, and you just get a little frustrating, you just be a little disappointing, and it does be a little bummed, but just use that time to work on stuff, use that time, occupy that time to keep yourself in a negative, don't start a negative momentum, especially if this, because this seems like a time of healing, because we had the 5 of Wands to start off reading, and then the 6 of Pentacles. I hear change of focus. So if it is your energy was more like friends and family and connections, it might necessarily be more on charity work, actually doing as much physical work as you possibly can. So that's why I hear. So you could just like a switch of focus from the 5 to the 6. So the card to clarify the 4 of Wands is the Strength card. And I honestly think again, because I meditated earlier today before I even doing this reading, and the card that why it is I was saying for the Strength card in particular is patience. To tame the beast, basically. Sometimes you have to become the beast, sometimes you have to observe the beast before you even approach, because you don't want to approach and you have no idea what it is you're dealing with. So everything has a time, everything has a phase. I think the more natural you go about living, the more easier you try to make your life, and you don't try to pass much complications and implications in your way, in your own way. Hopefully things work out a little smoother. But again, the 10 of Wands, I just feel it's a rejuvenating card. It's a card where you're torn, you pick up too much, you need to rest, again, strategize, but be patient with yourself as well. The Strength card. Strength is not always broad. Sometimes strength is a mannerism or the ability to overcome certain things. Sometimes strength is facing yourself when you do want to face yourself. Sometimes strength is being humble when you do feel to be humble, or when you feel you're not that you have a higher class. I don't know, sorry, but I just saying humble for some reason. Humble, patience, divine timing, the right timing. I think because it happened to me a couple of times, you don't want to actually come into like connection with opportunities and things, and then it's feeling like as though it slip out your fingers, so you're like you can't stick anything. And that has been more frustrating. So if you're actually getting this time, so So if you're actually getting the time to rest and rejuvenate and work on your weak points and strengthen what you already have going for you, use that to your advantage. And the next card is the Empress card. The Empress card, now we're getting into the divine feminine energy. Definitely. Yeah. And the Empress card is all about everything feminine, everything beautiful, everything divine, everything graceful, everything embracing and compassionate, everything nurturing, understanding, and just motherly, honestly. Like, that's what the Empress card is. So, yeah. So, this deck is the Angel Heart Sigil deck. And this deck does deal with triggering, awakening the subconscious mind, and it will also tell you what archangel is like around you, or what angel to call upon for assistance as you're going through maybe shifts. And you might want comfort, you might want protection, you might want healing, you might want guidance, you might want confirmation, whatever is the case may be. At least call out to these angels and like make your plea known so that they could actually like respond and assist you. It mightn't again, it mightn't come as you ask for it, or it mightn't come as at the time where you might see that it was most fit, but at least if the help do come and the comfort do come, at least be grateful, because I mean, I've been honest, to be one of the people who actually just call upon the angels is still a big thing, but for them to actually answer you and for you to be aware enough to know that you get a response and stuff, that is progress along your spiritual path. So, yeah, it's you know what, I just gonna take one. I'm just taking one. So, Archangel Michael, and this card is exaltation. Right off the bat, I live on an island, so this automatically resonates with me. The purple as represents royalty, purple as represents strength and boldness. Purple as also represents, I believe, the third eye chakra. So your pineal gland could be asking to be cleansed or open, or start to have a practice with it, get accustomed to how it feels. So you're going to know now if it is that you're receiving. Ooh, yeah. So you're going to know now if you're receiving things from the High Priestess energy, the Divine Feminine energy. Not so much the Divine Feminine energy, sorry, the intuitive energies. Or if it is, you could hear these voices so clear, so you could respond to these voices. And it could also, if you could already discern this voice, you will also know when not to use this, and when it is to be structural and planned and organized, and when it is to step into your Emperor energy. That could be the case, or it could be that this conflict that you're moving away from and this generosity and balance that you're giving yourself will aid in you like balancing, healing, and better understanding the masculine and feminine aspect of yourself. The intuitive and the structural aspect of yourself. So this is the book from the Angel Heart Sigil. I'll just show you the card one more time because it's feeling like so exaltation, we had the purple, we had the almost like aurora's lights, a lot of red, a little bit of green, a little bit of yellow. The card is exaltation. And really and truly is almost the whole card purple. So purple might be significant. And the exaltation, Michael, the cosmic leader, reads, Michael's heart sigil brings us to account by opening our 8th chakra so that we sense, see, and feel the splendor of exaltation of universal love, the great heart of the planets beating in tune with the universe, the galaxy, and then the cosmos. This arrives through Michael's leadership, urging us to love our planetary home as the beautiful blue planet that it is. Emerging through this period of unique galactic evolution, the ending of a 26,000-year equinoctial cycle on December 21st, 2012, and the beginning of another. Exaltation is an intensified state of well-being surging through the neural pathways and meridians of our body, bringing us to the gates of heaven in an upsurge known as Samadhi. This optimum state is when the mind becomes still, merging with the infinite field of unfolding possibility that is Source. This state is particularly refined by the exquisite beauty of the planet, and then seeing beyond to the celestial nature of the eternal, ever-loving cosmos. Chant He through the silver orb of your 8th chakra to bring this exalted aspect of consciousness through your being. Yeah, it's almost like if you could balance the feminine and the masculine aspects of yourself, if you could balance the intuitive and the structural aspects of yourself, if you could understand, not so much to control, but to understand, the things that just make you tick and the things that just make you get triggered. Honestly, it's like looking for the weak points and looking for the strong points right now. Working on the weak points, bettering them. It's no shame in having weak points because everybody wouldn't be capable of doing everything, and that is why it lied up for a reason, so that all we could specialize in different things and be equally important and needed and accounted for, I guess. But at the same time, too, we have to know what it is we bring to the table. And the only way we could do that is honestly experience is the best teacher. And learning yourself again all the time, especially dealing with the heart. The heart is can be so fragile. Like it has so much pain there, or it has so much love there, according to your life experiences, according to your circumstance, according to the mindset that you're carrying right now, according to the boundaries and the limitations that were spoken up here, like a whole heap of factors. But also what again like drawn to my attention is like